Does this blinking red record light make you nervous? If so, welcome to the club. It does for so many people because when that camera's on us and somebody says action, it can really provoke a lot of anxiety. So this video is all about allowing you to be more comfortable on camera and also being more natural on camera and being more yourself on camera. And we're going to start off by talking about this person right here. And that's me. Hi, everyone. My name is Jessie Garcia, and I'm the editorial director at WTMJ. It's the NBC affiliate in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So I oversee all of our reporters right now, but I'm a former anchor and reporter myself. I was on the air for 25 years. I have to tell you, when I first started, though, I was so nervous. I was like this guy from the movie Airplane. I was just sweating bullets. But I've learned a few things in those years that I wanted to share with you. And number one is when you're making a video or going on camera, know your material. Know your material so well that you could teach your material because it will give you tons and tons of confidence. And the audience will be able to hear that confidence in your voice. When you're confident, you just talk naturally, you talk in your natural register, and you can even project even more. When you're feeling unconfident about what you're doing, you've got a little bit, your voice goes up and you just sound nervous, and the audience can pick up on that. All right, number two, use the space around you. So what I mean by that is a lot of people who go on TV or tape a video think that they only have this little box that they can move around in and that's it. But in fact, we can use all of the space around us. So as an example, I've got this camera on a little bit of a swivel right now. So I could walk like this as I'm talking to you and show you a different part of the room. I could swivel it back. I could lift up the laptop off of here and I could walk with it. So hello, everybody, let's walk together or walk back. So whatever it is, you just want to use that space. I can also show the turn around. I don't have to stare straight at the camera the entire time. So use that space around you. All right, next tip is practice, 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 practice. So important. We said it 4 times. Because you know what? TV reporters practice all the time. They don't just jump out there and do their live shots or what we call their stand-ups. They practice what they're going to say. And the beautiful thing about a platform like Prezi is that you get to practice as many times as you want before you send it off into the world. One of my mentors, when I first started off, said, just smile. No matter what happens on the air, just keep on smiling. Because number one, your audience will think that you know exactly what you're talking about if you're smiling, that you are the expert. And it will also make you like a warm fireplace, right? It'll make you just seem really approachable. Whereas if I was talking in a really cold way, it would make me seem icy. If I had no smile, if I was just going on, it would not be a warm feeling. So when I was teaching college journalism, the very first assignment that I would give to my students involved their good old trusty cell phones that they all love so much. So I would tell them to give me a tour of their home or their apartment or their workplace if they preferred, any place that they were super comfortable showing. And the reason that they did a tour like that is because I wanted them to be comfortable on camera. So I'm going to show you an example here. So this is a student from Marquette University. I'm going to hold this up. As Amy is showing us around, what I want you to notice is how she moves her hands, how she moves her arms around, how comfortable and natural she is, acting as if she's kind of a tour guide of this space. And one of the reasons for that is because she's super confident in the material. She knows it well. This is her personal space. And it allows her to move in that whole arena and not just stare straight still like a deer in the headlights at the camera. So she had a really cute apartment too, but she did the full tour, it took a couple minutes. And then what I would tell the students afterwards is now the trick is take that same exact feeling of being comfortable and natural in your body and in your space and channel that into a television news story. So the next time you're out doing a live shot or you're doing a stand-up, you are not just standing there with your microphone like this scared. You're moving around and demonstrating, and that is what's going to keep your audience engaged. It's like being an actor. You want to use the whole stage, right? Okay, a couple of other tips here. And our next one is you want to try to avoid milk and dairy products before you tape a video or before you go on the air. And the reason is milk creates sort of a natural phlegm reaction in our bodies, and it makes us feel like we need to swallow. So a better choice than anything like that is hot water. One of our anchors taught me this. So she said, no coffee, no tea, just go for hot water. It soothes the vocal cords and really kind of warms you up for talking. For me personally, I always like to brush my teeth before I record a video or go on the air. I just want a fresh, clean palate, and I want to make sure that there's nothing that's distracting me. No food stuck between my teeth, no bad taste in my mouth. I just want to focus on my video and what I'm saying. I like to have smooth lips because if you don't, your lips can get kind of dry and you gotta feel like you gotta lick them. So I personally just prefer Vaseline, good old fashioned Vaseline, because other things can be sticky or have, like a strawberry taste or whatever it might be. So smooth lips. All right, next is colors. Colors look better on TV than black and white do. You can see I just chose a basic colored shirt right now with no patterns because patterns tend to make cameras look weird and they also are distracting to the viewer. So I wanted you to focus on my words and not what I was wearing today. That's why I chose this simple shirt. All right, next tip is breathe. And by breathe, I mean your whole lungs. When we get nervous, we tend to just breathe at the top of our lungs. And then that makes us feel like we're short of breath. We feel like we have to swallow. We get more nervous. It's just sort of a cycle. So if you are able to just calm down and breathe, it's really going to go a long way. Now, I know it can be nerve-wracking thinking about all the people that potentially could see your video. But my trick was I always tried to imagine the camera being my grandma and grandpa across the kitchen table from me. And how would I talk to grandma and grandpa across the kitchen table? I would do it with a lot of warmth, really kind of almost a lot of love. Because if you don't, you're going to make the audience feel kind of cold and you're going to come across as kind of cold. So grandma and grandpa are a good trick. Next one is don't be dull. Whatever you do, I mean, the beauty again of platforms like Prezi is that you can create all kinds of fireworks. You can have so much fun and thus your audience can have fun and it's just visually engaging. So, you want your audience to come away dancing. You want your audience to come away singing. You want them to learn something and enjoy what they learned. Okay, and for my final trick today, I want to redirect you to your very own feet. And what do I mean by that? Well, again, when I was first starting out, I told you how nervous I was. So nervous that I was having an out-of-body experience sometimes, like Winnie the Pooh here. I felt like I was floating above my own head. And then somebody told me to ground yourself in your own feet. So I would literally think to myself, my feet are in my shoes. My shoes are on the earth. I'm okay. I'm grounded. I also like to talk to my own nervous system, by the way. I like to say, nervous system, calm down. And it actually really does help. So when that countdown clock goes on and it's getting to be your time to go on video, really the most important thing to remember is just to be you and to enjoy what you're doing and have fun putting a video together. Because after all, you have a message that you want to get across to the world, right? And if the world wants to hear your message, and why wouldn't they? I'm sure it's a great message. When those two things are married together, it really is magical, like this rainbow. So I hope that these little tips and tricks can help, and I hope your next video is a smashing success. Thanks, everyone.